Hey everyone, thanks for watching. We're in Kennebec on North Mitchell at Jordan Balkema, and we're talking about a series of events coming up about charting for your future, long-term care. To my left is Mandy, and we'll get to her in a second. To my right is Todd Balkema. Can you kind of explain to us, if you would, what these three events are going to cover?
Well, these three events are going to cover preparing individuals for long-term care. As we're aging, we need to make sure certain things are in place for us. One, estate planning, the legal side. Two, financial, how we're going to afford long-term care. And three, where we're going to receive our long-term care from.
Yeah, and this isn't something that you just rush into. You really should be making plans for it before you actually need it.
It's best to plan ahead. If we don't plan ahead, your options are fairly limited, what you can do. But if you plan ahead, now you're in charge instead of letting somebody else be in charge.
All right, let's flip over here to HR for Bell Oaks, Mandy. You're going to talk at one of these events, and you're going to kind of discuss where people can go.
Yeah, so basically what their different options are for when they're ready for long-term care.
All right, so when we talk about long-term care, what are our options as far as where we can go?
Well, you have different things like assisted living, which is where I am from. You have nursing homes. You have in-home health care. There are many different options.
Yeah, there's a lot to consider, in other words, correct? And so when you make these decisions, you should be doing it how? And by that, I mean over a period of time with family members and kind of get a lot of information, correct?
Yes, absolutely. You should look at what the different options are and what you would be more comfortable with.
All right, we're talking about April the 12th, 17th, and 19th at Bell Oaks, correct?
That's correct.
And there's going to be dinner thrown in.
Yes, absolutely. Each night will have a different meal.
All right, April the 12th, 17th, and 19th at Bell Oaks, dinner and a lot of information. All right, young man, what are you going to talk about?
I'm going to talk about the legal side. I'm going to talk about making sure your documents are prepared, power of attorneys, healthcare power of attorneys, the documents we're going to need to make sure you're in charge of your life.
All right, and when you talk about power of attorney, why is this important?
Well, the power of attorney lets another person act for you when you're unable to act. And if we don't have a power of attorney, then we end up having to go to probate court and have a conservator appointed. And we really want you to be in charge and let you pick the individual who's going to manage your life.
All right, aside from appointing a power of attorney and not giving yourself enough time to prepare, what is, say, one of the pitfalls people fall into? As far as things that they may not be thinking about, things that they aren't covering and they think they are.
I think overall it's everything, especially for husband and wives. They automatically assume that I can act for my husband, I can act for my wife, and that's not true.
Okay, let me stop you there. Just because I'm married to someone doesn't give me automatic power of attorney?
No, it does not.
Oh, okay.
You need to actually give somebody, your wife or your husband, the authority to act for you. Okay, without having it, you don't have the authority to act for them if they're in a hospital, in a nursing home, or assisted living facility.
It's interesting because my wife thinks like she can act for me already, so I don't know where she got that notion. All right, so one question for you quickly. What's one of the things that maybe people overlook when it comes to where they can go for long-term care?
Probably the cost.
Yeah, okay, so that's one thing you will cover?
Yes.
All right, April 12th, 17th, and 19th at Bell Oaks. It's charting your future, folks, and this is very important stuff that you need to start considering right away. And there's free dinner, and there's guys like Todd, and they have a lot of information, correct? How long will these last?
It's from 6 to 7:30, and there, of course, will be dinner, and then each presenter will present for 20 minutes.
Excellent. All right. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
All right. Talking long-term health care and charting your future. I'm Vic McCarty for My News 26.